been great stories. We have one more story and then a little reprise of Too Darn Hot. So this is Rose Vanderberg.
Hello. I'm wondering how many of you, when you were listening to George's story, the name of your first crush came into your brain. I see some heads nodding. So since Kathy had us take a vow that what's said here stays here, I'm going to give you a signal, and you can say it in your mind, or whisper it, or say it out loud, the name of your first crush. 1, 2. Alrighty. My lifelong friend Carol and I were reminiscing the other day. And as George said, sometimes we embellish our remembrances. This is my remembrance of something that Carol and I talked about happened one summer. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Round and round and round and round. Chubby Checker was blaring from the record player. I was a bashful, pudgy 13-year-old hiding in a corner of the balloon-filled living room of my friend Carol's July 4th birthday party. Feeling envious of how her slender form moved easily to the music, and of her auburn beehive hairdo. I winced as Howie McVeigh came toward me. He was a lanky, squeaky-voiced boy with braces and bighorn-rimmed glasses who smelled like the Brill cream he used to mat down his unruly brown hair. We had been in the same class all through elementary school and just graduated 6th grade together. You want to dance? No thanks. Howie shuffled away. My friend Carol popped over to me. Why didn't you say yes? He's a good dancer. Howie is not my type, and I'm not into dancing. Carol rolled her eyes and went back to swirling her hips. I eased around the edges of the action to the refreshments and scarfed down chocolate chip cookies as I watched my peers gyrate to another record. It was an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini that she wore for the first time today. An itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. Then I saw Arnold Paxton. Lightning struck my heart. Electricity shot through me. My stomach went queasy. My knees went trembling. My palms went sweaty. He was a perfectly formed Greek god. Tall, muscular. Tony Curtis, wavy black hair. Paul Newman, sparkling blue eyes. Kirk Douglas, chiseled chin. I'd heard girls giggling about the cute new boy who moved into our neighborhood and would be going to junior high with us. Arnold was way more than cute. Desperate desire welled up in me. I dreaded 7th grade. Now, I had a reason to get on that school bus in September. Arnold would be there. I needed him to want to be with me as much as I wanted to be with him. But there was a problem. I was not a perfectly formed Greek goddess. Shrinking self-doubt kicked in. I gazed at Arnold's enchanting superbness. He was a fab dancer. My longing urged me to be stronger than my shyness. I decided Right then and there, I would spend my summer making myself beautiful and cool for Arnold. I had my work cut out for me. I started with the most important thing. I snuck my mother's Mark Eden bus developer into me. Oh, some of you remember those. It was a clamshell-like device with a spring in it, for those of you who don't. I counted to 200 faithfully each morning, pushing it between my hands. I lathered layers of Clearasil on my face each night. I wheedled my mom into letting me wear makeup. I whined until she took me to a real beauty shop where they cut off the horrible home permanent that made me look like an over-the-hill Shirley Temple. I got a bouffant hairdo that flipped up at the ends and a giant can of Aquanet hairspray. I went on a grapefruit and egg diet. I lost 10 pounds. With a girdle, and thanks to the bus developer, I got a bit of a figure. I watched Dick Clark's American Bandstand to learn how to dress and dance. I convinced my mother to let me pick out my clothes. I pleaded with my father to buy me shiny black Mary Jane shoes with 1-inch heels. I didn't care if they hurt my feet. I was willing to suffer to be the kind of girl Arnold would want. Every day I woke up and went to sleep thinking of ways to get him to notice me. September came. I was ready. I placed myself around school where he could see me and talk to me. My goal was for him to ask me to the December sock hop. I hung out by his locker in teen magazine model poses. He never looked at me. I stood smiling in the doorway of the gym as he went into basketball practice. He walked past me like I was a ghost. I dropped my books in his path in the hallway. He walked around the books. No matter what I did, I was invisible to him. For 3 months, I lived in a perpetual state of agonizing disappointment. My buddy Carol was not sympathetic. He doesn't like you. Give it up. Howie keeps trying to talk to you. He's a nice guy. I told you, Howie is not my type. Finally, I had my chance with Arnold. He was 2 feet in front of me in the cafeteria line. Luckily, I was wearing my grooviest outfit. A white A-line short-sleeve empire waist dress and my best girdle. I got all tingly being that close to him. He reached his arm behind him across my face to get a carton of milk from the top of the food counter. He spoke to me. I forgot my milk. His voice, it was lower than the other boys, like a real man's voice. He was wearing a red and black basketball jersey, so his bare biceps rippled 3 inches in front of my eyes. He smelled like Old Spice and masculine sweat. I felt faint. I imagined him catching me, my head cradled in his arm, my cheek caressing his skin, my nostrils drinking in the aroma of his armpits. In real life, he shoved further over me to reach the milk. I tried to step out of his way and pulled my tray with a plate full of spaghetti, I was off my diet, onto me. A red, gooey mess oozed down the front of my snow-colored dress and splattered onto my Mary Jane shoes. Arnold gave a quick glance at me, laughed so loud that kids around me pointed and snickered and went on going down the line to collect his food. I sank into a quicksand of humiliation, unable to move, tears streaming down my cheeks. The one moment I was seen at all by the love of my life, I was a joke to him. From out of nowhere, Howie appeared. He gently took my arm, sat me at a table, and brought me napkins to clean myself up. He made me laugh with a story about how he knocked over a table of food at his sister's wedding. He walked me to my next class, even though I looked weird with red food stains all over. He stopped me before I went into biology. I need to tell you something. I thought you looked good even before you did all this stuff to you. I went to the December sock hop with Howie. It was a blast. We won a contest for doing the best twist. I had my first slow dance. To a Brenda Lee song, I requested, I'm sorry, so sorry, please accept my apology, but love is blind, and I was too blind to see. For the next 3 years, Howie was my best friend boyfriend.